What if I told you that one artist just won an award with 82% of the total vote, in a category filled with major K-pop names, decided purely by fans, worldwide? Because that's exactly what just happened. Jin didn't just win Best K-pop Performer at the 2025 Global Fans' Choice Awards, he dominated it. 82%, 5,847 votes, a gap so wide it wasn't even a competition, it was a statement. And here's why this hits differently. This wasn't chosen by critics, not by industry insiders, not by some hidden panel behind closed doors. This award ran for almost 2 months, from December 9, 2025 to February 2, 2026, and it was 100% fan-voted. That means every single click was intentional. Every vote was someone saying, "He deserves this," over and over again. That kind of number doesn't happen casually. It happens when there's trust, when there's emotional connection, when people feel seen, heard, and represented by an artist. And Jin, as a solo performer, he's not loud, he's not flashy. He doesn't rely on overwhelming choreography or aggressive energy. Instead, he commands a stage with subtlety, with control, with expression. When he sings, his face tells the story. When he moves, it feels deliberate. When he looks into the crowd, it feels personal. That's rare. And 2025 has basically been his victory lap. Let's just take a breath and look at what he's stacked up recently. He won Male Popularity Award at the 40th Golden Disc Awards, one of the most respected ceremonies in the industry. He claimed Best Solo Artist at the first ever Style Awards in Japan, which is significant because Japan isn't just another market. It's one of the toughest and most loyal music markets in the world. At the 2025 Asian Pop Music Awards, he didn't just win one category. He took Record of the Year and landed in Top 20 Songs of the Year. In Brazil, at the Break Tudo Awards, he secured International Hit of the Year. Billboard Brazil went even further and named his track the Best K-Pop Male Solo Song of 2025. Mexico's House Radio selected him as 2025 K-Pop Artist for the second year in a row. Asia, South America, North America, different languages, different cultures, different music industries, same result: recognition. This is what global influence looks like when it's organic. And while Jin is building this powerful solo narrative, BTS as a group is quietly rewriting history again. Let's talk about Butter. 4 released in July 2021. Yes, 2021. Nearly 4 years and 7 months later, Butter has now surpassed 4 million cumulative points on Japan's Oricon Weekly Combined Single Ranking. To understand how massive that is, Oricon combines streaming, digital downloads, and physical sales into one cumulative metric. This isn't a one-week spike. This is sustained power. BTS just became the first foreign artist in history to pass 4 million cumulative points, and only the second artist overall to ever do it. That's not just impressive, that's structural impact. When Butter was first released, it topped the Oricon weekly streaming ranking for 8 consecutive weeks. Today, it has surpassed 600 million cumulative streams in Japan alone. And Permission to Dance, included in the same single CD, also held number 1 for 8 straight weeks and is now approaching 500 million streams. Think about that. Most songs peak and disappear within months. These songs are approaching half a decade, and they're still being streamed at historic levels. That means new listeners are discovering them. Old fans are replaying them. The music didn't fade. It embedded itself into culture. And if that wasn't enough, Jin's Japanese fan concert recording, Runsok Jinep Tour in Japan, just simultaneously topped Oricon Weekly Blu-ray Ranking, Weekly Music DVD Blu-ray Ranking. The concerts themselves? Completely sold out in Chiba and Osaka. Osaka's Kyocera Dome achieved what they call a perfect sellout. Even the restricted view seats in the very top 8th floor were filled. And this part gave me chills. Japan's 5 major sports newspapers placed the concert on their front pages for both days. Not entertainment sections. Front pages. That is national level visibility. This is what happens when longevity meets authenticity. Now zoom out for a second. You have Jin winning a fan-voted award with 82% dominance. You have Butter crossing 4 million Oricon points, a record no foreign artist had ever achieved. You have multi-million streaming numbers still climbing 4 years later. You have sold-out domes. You have headlines across countries. And now, BTS is about to release their 5th full-length album, Oricon, on March 20th at 1 p.m. KST. 14 tracks that represent current BTS, not 2017 BTS, not 2020 BTS, now. The very next day, March 21st, they're holding BTS The Comeback Live Arirang at Gwanghwamun Square, live-streamed globally on Netflix. That's confidence. That's we know the world is watching. What fascinates me most isn't just the trophies or the numbers. It's the timing. While one member is strengthening his solo identity on a global scale, the group is simultaneously breaking international records with a song released almost 5 years ago and preparing a full-length comeback. There's no stagnation. There's evolution. Jin's 82% victory shows emotional loyalty. Butter, hitting 4 million, proves historical staying power. The sold-out domes show physical demand, the streaming numbers show digital endurance. Different metrics, same conclusion. This isn't a trend, it's legacy in motion. And I honestly want to know, when you look back years from now, which moment will feel more iconic? The landslide 82% win that proved fandom unity? Or the day BTS became the first foreign act to cross 4 million points on Oricon? Because right now, it feels like we're watching history stack itself in real time. And the wildest part? They're not done.